Hello, welcome back to my channel. My name is Miriam and I talk all about quilting here on YouTube. And today I'm gonna get a little vulnerable with you guys and show you my works in progress, maybe UFOs, whichever way you want to look at it. The reason why I'm showing you these is to hopefully give me the push to get them done and to work on them, because I know I've been talking about it for the last several videos, but I'm trying to get back to doing sewing and quilting just for the fun of it and not be thinking about, oh, I got to make this content, or I have to, this is for my job, that's why I'm doing it. I'm trying to do that mental switch to, I'm doing it because I enjoy it, because I do enjoy quilting, and yeah, so we are going to look at my little pile. It's not a huge pile. I know some people have, huge piles of UFOs and stuff like that. But for me personally, I really do not like to start a project and not see it through to the finish. So for me, I think I have 5 quilts. Okay, so that's not a lot, but for me, it's a lot. And for me, it's just, they kind of eat away at my brain when I'm thinking about like what I want to do and stuff. So anyways, that's a long introduction. Let's get into it. Here are my UFOs / works in progress. Yeah. So I'm going to start from my most recent projects all the way to the oldest one that I have. And that one might surprise you. So stick around to the end, okay? But the first one that I have is a flimsy. It's a finished quilt top. And this is my newest pattern that I just released, okay? So this quilt is so beautiful. But there it is. It is gorgeous. It's a nice big throw size. This is my pattern called Half Square Triangle Starburst. If you have not gotten this pattern yet, it is a free PDF, and I have also printed some out and made them into like a booklet form. And if you want that, you do have to pay for that, but it's not a lot. It's not as much as regular paper pattern, since it's technically a free pattern, but I just need reimbursed for the printing and folding and getting all prepped and shipping. So but that is a quilt that I want to get quilted. I have not decided how I want to quilt it yet. I'm thinking about trying to do some very detailed quilting, because a lot of times when I do quilting on quilts, it's a very kind of beginner friendly patterns and designs, and a lot of times it's just kind of like an all over pattern. But with this quilt in particular, I'd really like to do some really fancy quilting in it, because this quilt I am planning on putting in a quilt show that my guild is having in October. So I have until then to get it done. So, but yeah, so I'm thinking about doing some kind of cool design in all the cream triangles, and then something different in the pink, and then something different in the orange. So I kind of have to think about that and what I want to do. But yeah, so I will make videos on what I do and how to do it and all of that, because I love making quilting tutorials, and those seem to be the most popular on my channel besides the glue basting. So yeah, I'm definitely going to be doing videos on all of the quilting that I will be doing in the next few months, which is very exciting, because that's one of my favorite steps of the quilt making process, is the actual quilting of the quilt. So there's that. And that's Half Square Triangle Starburst. If you want the free pattern, I'll have that linked down in the description box below, okay? My next one is, let's see, I think it's probably this one. If you recognize this, speaking of quilting tutorials, if you were around during December of last year, I did, I attempted Vlogmas, or making a video every day in December up to Christmas time. And for mine, I did quilting tutorials. On each day we did a different quilting design. Oh, these are so pretty. This was so much fun to do. And so I have a finished quilt. So I just did large squares of solid fabric, and then I quilted each square. And it turned out really lovely and very cool, and a nice little sampler for all of my quilting designs that I can do. So all I need to do with this is I need to trim it up and then bind it. So that really shouldn't take very long, and I should be able to get that done, you know, semi soon. Another UFO work in progress that I have. Look how cute this quilting is. It's my little paper airplane quilting. I really like that one. That's very cool. Very, very cool. If you want to see any of the quilting tutorials from this quilt, I've got a whole quilting tutorial playlist where those are all featured. So this is one of my favorite quilting designs. I've done this on several quilts. It's like a stardust quilting, I think is what I called it, but I really like that one too. But anyways, trim and bind. So we've got that one, okay? Next, the next quilt, I made this. Let's see, I need to look back at what time I made all of these so we know how far behind I am. Okay, so this quilt I made back in May of 2025. So I have, the quilt top is finished, and I have my quilt sandwich. And if you have been on my channel for any amount of time, you know that I use Elmer School Glue for my basting. And this has been basted since May. And it's totally fine. It's totally fine. It's still held together. If you can see, the layers are still held together. I have no staining from the glue. Everything still looks beautiful. This quilt pattern is my In Bloom quilt pattern. And I actually made this quilt for my mom. And I feel really bad that I haven't finished it because I know she would love to have this in her living room. Probably hanging on the wall. But that is our quilt. So, and this one, I was planning on using a specific quilting design, which I will show you here in a minute. But I just wanted to show you the quilt real quick. And I've got a beautiful back on it. So this has literally just been sitting over on my X-Tool machine since I made it, since I made the quilt sandwich. It's just been sitting there, just waiting, slowly nagging me, waiting for me to be physically, mentally, emotionally, spiritually ready to quilt it. Because the quilting is going to take some time. So, but it's going to be so worth it, and it's going to look so good. So that is our third quilt, and I'm going to show you the quilting I'm planning on doing on that one. I did a tutorial on how to do this grid-based quilting, which it looks complicated, but you guys, this is so simple to do. You kind of combine, at least the way that I do it, you kind of combine straight line quilting and free motion. You can make this just a gorgeous design, and I'm planning on doing this on that quilt. So it's gonna look so cool. And I might actually do this size of quilting. So it's gonna take a while because that's like a large throw. But it's gonna look so nice, and my mom is gonna love it. And she loved this design when I did the tutorial. She watches all my videos. Hi, Mom. But I know she's going to love that on that quilt. So I have to get that done. I'd really like to have that done for Christmas. I think that would be a nice Christmas gift. And she can finally enjoy that quilt that I made for her over a year ago now. Oh my goodness. And that pattern is called In Bloom. So if you want to check out my shop, I have that pattern available in physical and PDF, okay? So my next quilt, oh goodness, you guys. Next quilt was made back in fall of 2024. I think it was done in October of 2024. So it is like a fall / Halloween themed quilt. So I need to get this done soon, right? Because we are quickly approaching that time of year. but this was my first quilt that I was going to attempt hand quilting. Okay. And I did get some hand quilting done. Oh goodness, there's cat hair on here. If you know, you know. Cats love quilts. But I did get some hand quilting done, but not a lot. Not very much at all, really, to be perfectly honest. And yeah. So I'm going to show you the quilt here. Again, this is one of my patterns. This is called Cake Twist. So you use a layer cake and you cut them up, match them up with other rectangles and squares, and then sew them up, and it makes this really fun pattern. So, again, that pattern's available in the shop, but this has been literally folded up and sitting in my cedar chest. I have a cedar chest that's full of quilts and smaller items that I've made over the years. And yeah, this one has not been completed yet. So we are going to attempt to continue hand quilting this. I really love the idea of hand quilting. I love the idea of slowing down and really taking your time with working on something like that. And I'm just doing really simple straight line quilting for my first hand quilting project. Here's the back. I picked a really bright green, which is fun because the thread that I'm using for my quilting is pink, and it shows up really cute. It's like little sprinkles on green frosting. I have that one to do. I am hand quilting. I'm hand quilting with Aerofill, like 12 weight thread, which I really like. I love the look of that big stitch. I think that looks so nice. I really like it. So I just need to work on this. I forgot about this quilt completely. I completely forgot about it. I went into my cedar chest to get a different quilt out, and then I saw this in there, and I was like, oh, I forgot that I even made that or didn't finish it. This quilt you might recognize from my glue basting video where I used a glue stick instead of the regular white Elmer school glue. And the layers are still held together. Okay. So the glue stick and the glue work really well, okay, for basting your quilts. And they can sit there for a while because this has been done for a year and a half, over a year and a half. And the glue has not done anything bad to the fabric, and it's still held together just fine. If I'm completely honest with myself, this one is probably going to take longer than being able to get it done in the fall. I would love to get it done in the fall, but just doing the hand stitching is going to take a long time. And I don't think I've talked about this on YouTube, but I've very recently gotten into crochet, and I'm a little addicted to it, and it's been so much fun. I'll probably do another video on it sometime, but just learning how to do a different craft and being like a beginner at something is so fun. And having no idea what I'm doing, I really enjoy it. So I will have to show you guys some of my little crocheting that I've been doing at some point. But yeah, that's not this video. All right. Now, the last quilt that I'm going to show you, you're not allowed to judge me, okay? I could lie and say that I have not quilted this just to test how long Elmer school glue will hold a quilt together, but you know, that would be a lie. I just haven't done it because it's a really large quilt, and I've been putting off how I wanted to figure out how to quilt it, and because I know it's going to take a long time, and yeah. So if you notice, I get quilt tops done pretty well, but actually getting all of the quilting done sometimes can be a struggle for me. And especially because I feel like I need to do a tutorial on how to do the quilting, and yeah, sometimes it just doesn't work out. But prepare yourself. If you saw the original glue basting video back in October of 2023, so that's my big video that I think probably most of you found my channel through, okay? That video has almost a 250,000 views, which is crazy that that many eyeballs has seen me. It's a weird feeling. It's a weird feeling to think about that many people watching one of my videos. But this quilt was featured in that tutorial, okay? So the pattern that I used for this quilt is the Charming Hour from Hurricane Reese Quilty Stitches. I will link her pattern down in the description box if you want to check out the pattern. But I was actually testing her pattern for her, and I made the queen size. Okay, she wanted me to make the queen size, so I did. And so this is a huge quilt. It's quite heavy, but it is so beautiful. I'm gonna actually drape this on my chair and bring the camera over so you can see it. So I really like this quilt. It was very fun to make and pretty quick to make too, if I remember correctly. But here, let's turn the camera around here. So here is our quilt. So beautiful, right? So, and the glue has remained intact on this quilt for 3 years, okay? Which is pretty great, right? So if you ever have a question of if the glue basting will last, I think it's safe to say it will, okay? And let me just show you the backing, because this backing is really cool. This is a Ruby Star Society backing. But look how cute. I just love this print. It's so adorable. But yeah, that's our last quilt. So since it's a queen, it's going to take a while to quilt, but I think I could come up with a really cool design to kind of do in each block. So I just need to think up of something, right? I just need to bite the bullet and do it. And that'll be very fun to do. And I think it would be a really good tutorial to show how to quilt a larger quilt with a domestic, because I do all of my quilting on a domestic machine. And I think a lot of people are intimidated to do a larger quilt with a domestic. I'm not intimidated by the fact that it's a queen to work with my domestic machine. I'm just intimidated by, I know it's going to take a long time. And it is going to be heavy. It's quite a heavy quilt. So it's just going to be a bit more of a workout than a throw size, but it's going to be beautiful. So that is another one that I really need to work on. We'll have to figure out a cool quilt design to do in the blocks, but I think that's going to be lovely. So those are my works in progress / UFOs. So I've also got some other projects that I want to work on that I just want to work on. I haven't started them yet, but it's something that I really want to do. So last summer in June, I purchased a quilt coat pattern, and I really want to make me and my mom quilt coats. I know she would love it. I know I would love it. So I'd really like to do that. That's something that I would like to do sometime this year. And that will be a really fun process to kind of do videos on, I think. And so I am planning on doing that. And I have a couple of other little kits that I purchased to make for my mom. If you haven't noticed, my mom's my favorite person to make stuff for, because she just loves everything. And it's just fun to make stuff for your mom, you know? There's just something about it. I just love to do it. But I have these kits that I purchased at that same quilt show that I got the quilt coat pattern at. And you know what? I don't know where they are at this very moment. I'll have to show you. But they're kind of folky looking patterns and designs. They're like, it's like a full little kit to make like a small, I don't remember what it was. If it was like a little small pillow or a little small wall hanging, but it's like snowman themed. My mom loves snowmen. So yeah, I will have to find those, and we'll work on those sometime in the future. Those are my future projects that I'm planning on working on. I also have another pattern that I'm going to be working on. I designed it and I'm really excited about it. I've already ordered fabric for kits for it, so I'm going to try to get that out before fall, because I think it's a really fun fall project, a really fun fall pattern, and I'm excited about it. So there's a few things I wanted to cover really quick. I first of all, I want to say, like, a ridiculously huge thank you to everyone that shopped my sale that I had there at the end of June. Thank you so much. I appreciate each and every one of you, no matter what size your order was. Even if you didn't order something, if you're just checking out the shop, I appreciate it. It was very cool to see, because when it on my website, I can see like how many people are shopping at one time, and it's just really cool to see, you know, 50 people are shopping the shop at one time and stuff like that. So that was really exciting. I've definitely learned now over the past year kind of what works, what maybe doesn't work as well, and I'm kind of figuring out what direction I want to go with my little shop. So I really enjoy having the yardage and things available. So I'll still do that, but I really want to focus more on doing curated bundles and kits, because those just seem like those move better. And people seem to like that better than just yardage. So every time that I've done one of these sales, I've done 3 sales so far. I've had the shop for a little over a year. And each time I do the sales, the pre-cut bundles sell out super fast, like in the first hour, it seems like, which is crazy and so cool. But it's like, whoa, I needed to have a lot more of those available, because I want everyone that wants to get a bundle, I want you to be able to get a bundle. So with that being said, I'm going to be working on getting bundles made and that sort of thing. I've got some more kits that I'm going to be putting together for the half square triangle starburst quilt. So I'm going to have kits available soon of the same fabrics that I used for the sample, and then I got a different colorway that's blues, creams, tans, which it's really, really cute. It's really beautiful. I am tempted to make another one, but I don't know if I should or not, because I have so many other projects to work on. But so that's going to be available. I'm planning on having all of that stuff, at least the kits, up in the shop for next week's video. Okay, so stay tuned for that. And yeah, so I'm just going to be kind of shifting my focus from trying to have like a huge quantity of yardage to more focusing on the bundles. So I did sell out of a lot of the fabrics, but I still have quite a bit of fabric left. So I have stocked up more. I got more fabric in. So that's why my cabinets look so full behind me right now. That's all my Riley Blake fabric. But a bunch of that, I was looking at it when I was putting everything away, and I'm like, I could make some really cute fat quarter bundles with a bunch of these fabrics. So I'm going to be working on that in the next several weeks. I'm going to take a slight break from cutting fabric, because I literally just spent the last 2.5 weeks cutting and packaging orders like every day. So I'm a little burnt out from cutting fabric. So I'm going to take a little bit of a break. But then next week I'm going to get back to just trying to focus on getting some bundles put together. It's going to be really fun. And yeah, oh goodness. It's so much fun. Also with that, I'm playing around with the idea of creating a second channel that is just focused on like behind the scenes stuff with my business and things. Okay, I had to sit down. But some people have just said to just put all the videos on this channel, and I understand that that way of thinking, and honestly that would probably be a bit easier. But just with the way that YouTube works, if you're most people that watch my videos are not interested in the behind the scenes stuff. They're just not. And when you put on a video and a lot of your regular viewers don't watch one of your videos, that kind of bumps you down. in the algorithm and kind of with people watching future videos, because they're like, well, your regular viewers aren't interested in the videos that you're putting out, so why would we put your videos out in front of other people? So kind of at least my thinking is, if I started a different channel and put out a video maybe like once a month or something, just with a behind the scenes video, then whoever wanted to watch that video can, and that would be fun. And there might be other people that are in different business models, like there could be crocheters or artists or whatever that might be just interested in how someone else runs their business. I know I personally am. I watch a lot of small business content on YouTube that I'm not interested in doing what these small business people are doing, but not interested to do it myself. But I enjoy watching how they are running their business, and it's just really entertaining to me. I like that sort of thing. So that's what I'm thinking about, and probably just start with like one video a month, just so I'm not burning myself out on doing so much work. But I think it's doable, and I think it would be a lot of fun. And I would really like to share all of the stuff that I have learned in my business adventures with other people that might be interested in doing the same thing. So like with quilt pattern writing, with having the little fabric shop, with being a YouTuber in the quilting field or the creative field. I would just like to share like all of the stuff that I have learned and figured out. So then if other people want to try to do the same thing, they have, my videos that they could watch and hopefully learn something from. Because it's really hard to find advice for our specific niche. Quilting is a very small group of people, in the grand scheme of things. And a lot of people, I don't know, some people that have thought to help out other people in the niche, they put their stuff behind a paywall. And I have thought about that. I've thought about, doing classes or courses or something like that. And that might be something that I do in the future. But that's not, like, I'm not viewing sharing my knowledge as like a money grab, which I'm not saying that everyone that does that is doing that. But just for me personally and my own self, I would feel uncomfortable doing that. So, because when you're just starting out, you do not have the money to throw at a course that you're not really sure is going to help you or not. That's just where I'm at with that. So I'm thinking about it. I'd really like to do it. If you would like me to do that and share those things, please let me know, because I would love to. And it would be nice to know if there are people that would be interested. I know I would have been interested in it. I'd be interested in it now if someone started doing that, just because I find small business stuff very interesting. Quilting is my obsession. My second obsession is like small business stuff and just learning and figuring things out and just enjoying the process, So that's what I wanted to talk to you about. I need to take a sip of water because my throat is dry. Last thing that I wanted to talk to you about, on YouTube this past week, I made a post asking people to send me their questions. So I'm planning on doing a question and answer video probably next week if I get enough questions. And I just thought it'd be fun. I've never done one before, and I've been on YouTube for, 3 years now? Over 3 years now. And I just think it would be fun to do question and answer time. It could be a time where you can get to know me a little bit better. I know I share some personal stuff, but not a lot, I guess. And I know I've gotten a few nosy questions already so far about kind of my personal life. But it can be questions about anything. It can be questions about quilting, sewing in general, fabric, business, life, whatever you want to ask questions about. But I just thought that would be kind of a fun video to record. Hopefully a fun one for you to watch too. So if you have questions for that, please leave them in the comments of this video or in that post that I posted. So you can find posts on my channel if you go over there. But you can just leave your questions in the comments below, or if you want, you can email them to me. But I'm just going to gather up all of the questions and try to get through all of them in that video. So, and I'm going to section them out. So quilting questions, fabric questions, business questions, life questions, and then have chapters set up. So if you're not interested in listening to the personal stuff, you don't have to listen to it. You can just jump to the quilting or vice versa, whatever. So yeah, that's just my little announcement / request from you guys. If you have questions at all about anything, let me know. Let's see. I think that's all. I'm feeling very positive about the future. I was starting to feel a little burnt out, I think, with just trying to figure out what I wanted to do. It's more of like a mindset shift in my head, where going back to starting the second channel, I have felt this pull to share like the business side of things. I know those videos don't do well here on this channel, and I know people aren't interested. I have gotten comments that people are like, we're not interested in that. What happened to the quilting tutorials and stuff like that? And I totally get that. And so I have just felt kind of this inner struggle of like, well, how do I want to proceed with this channel? And I can't do everything all the time, right? Because I do everything for my business. I don't hire out anything right now. I certainly could. But I just love doing all of the different steps, you know. I like making the videos. I like editing. I like quilting. I like doing the fabric shop. I like doing the customer service. I like doing the packaging. It's like, I like doing everything, but realistically, I am going to have to hire out at some point. But that's a different tangent. But yeah, but I've been doing a lot of thinking the past couple of weeks. I've had time to do thinking because packing orders really doesn't take that much brain power. So I've just really been thinking about how I want to proceed with my business as a whole and with making videos and all of that. And I just thought, why don't you just separate the two in your mind and on YouTube? So the one Stitch Obsessed will remain, you know, quilting, sewing, fun videos, which I want to get back to. I feel like those are few and far between lately, like this past year, because I've just been so ridiculously excited about the fabric shop. It was a dream for me, and I had no clue that I would get to do this. It's like, I'm still like astounded that when I come out here and I'm like, oh, I have a little fabric shop. This is so cool. But kind of wanting to separate that from, you know, just enjoying quilting because quilting is fun to do and I love to do it. And I love to share it with you guys. When I come up with a new quilting design, I am so excited to record a video so I can show you guys how to do it. And I want to do more of that, you know? And so that is what's been going through my head a lot, is how am I going to separate those? And I think I just needed to switch my mindset and just have them separate in my mind. So business stuff will be on a different channel. I haven't made the channel yet, but I will soon. And start making videos for that. But then this channel we're going to stay with quilting, sewing, and working on projects. And just not overthink things, right? Overthinking does not help. And I fall victim to my own overthinking a little too much, and I'm trying to fix that. I wouldn't say it's a character flaw, but it's definitely an issue for me. You know. So anyways, I'm just rambling now, and it's fun talking to you guys about this sort of thing because I know you get it, at least to an extent. Yeah. So that's what I wanted to talk to you about. So if you have questions for our question and answer video for next week, please leave them in the comments below. If you have questions about anything else that I mentioned in this video, let me know, okay? If you have comments or suggestions for me starting a second business-oriented channel, feel free to leave it in the comments below. But please just know I'm not going to be overworking myself, okay? I think I know my limits, and I'm going to take care of myself better than I have in the past with that. And I just feel very strongly that I want to share what I've learned and what I figured out with other people, because I want to see other people succeed in this space. And I get questions a lot. I get emails often, or messages on Instagram and Facebook asking questions about, well, how did you start on YouTube, or how did you get started with quilt pattern writing and all of that. And it would be easier for me if I had a video that I had done that I could just send them the video to kind of explain, because I feel like I can't really explain what I feel like I want to explain in just a message, like a short paragraph, you know? So yeah, it's something that I really want to do. So, and yeah, all right. I think I've talked enough. I've been talking for about 45 minutes. So this is going to be a little bit of a longer video, but just thank you so much for watching to the very end. Please have a great weekend. Have a beautiful rest of your day, and I will talk to you very soon. All right?